Trade deadline is coming up this week, Thursday. Blazers have a lot to do. Will Robert Williams get traded?
I think we can agree maybe the most likely to get traded. What do you think the pros and cons are of getting rid of Rob Will?
So, I'll start with the cons because I think Rob Williams is a really good center. At least when you're talking on a per-minute basis, he's a great center. He's a vocal leader, which I think this Blazers team needs a lot more of. He's a great defender, great shot blocker.
Yep.
Great defensive instincts. And he's really good at finishing. He's got like one of the best field goal percentages like of all time. Like he knows what shots to take and he makes them. So I think that, along with the fact that he would be great to kind of coach up Klingon, he would be great to pair alongside Klingon. Like the two of them could go 24 minutes a game, theoretically in the future, which I think would be awesome for the both of them to keep each of their minutes down. And we would just have a great center on the floor at all times. The pros of trading him is that he's not on the court very much. And right now we've been able to keep him on the court more or less, at least relative to his past, this season, and flaunt why he's such a great player. So his value could be as high as it'll ever get. If we can capitalize on that now and give him to a contender who will maybe pay at least the right price for him, overpay for him a little bit, give us a prospect, give us a pick to fill a position maybe of more need than center at the moment, because we do have Klingon, we do have Ayton on the roster, for better or worse.
Here's what's crazy about Rob. We're like, oh, we finally have, like Rob Will's finally playing.
Yeah.
He misses, like, every other game still. So, like, we are much closer to Rob Will being out for the rest of the season than we are to him
playing night in, night out.
90% of the games or whatever. I love Rob, and this is going to be controversial. I think he's been slightly overrated by everybody. Because everybody. He's awesome. When he's on the court, he's great. But I mean, he's played like 17 games this year, and this is his like healthy season. You know what I mean?
Right.
The majority of the games he's looked fine, but there's been 6 games where he looks unfucking believable. I sound speechless because this is the toughest.
It's tough. It's tough to figure out because it's such a gamble, right? Because you can see how high we could hit if he turns into a 70-game, 22-minute-a-night player. You can see how awesome that would be. You also see how bad this could bottom out if he tweaks his knee in about 2 weeks and then he never sees the court ever again. People aren't ruling out the fact that he's one injury away from completely having to retire. I think that's like kind of on the table.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think with him more so than a lot of players right now, there's a market for him. There's a market for a center who can play a backup role but also play with starters. You can plug and play him, who plays good defense and has been to an NBA Finals before. Yeah. The market for that is probably the highest out of any type of player in the league right now. What would be a good return to get back for Robert Williams?
Oh, the guys I'm looking at that I want are like Cam Whitmore, Jarris Walker from the Pacers. If we can get, that's the thing, it's like, if we can't get those guys, I don't really see the point. In a perfect world, here's the con, my biggest con. In a perfect world, I can't think of a guy who would fit this team better than Rob Will. Because in a perfect world, it's Klingon and Rob Will on the team.
I totally agree. That's an awesome pairing.
And in a perfect world, they're splitting 23 to 27 minutes together, or 22 to 27 minutes together, depending on matchups every single night.
The mock trade I drafted up was for Houston, who wants him a lot, Jock Landale, and a 2028 first-round pick that was lottery protected. It's gross. I think that is realistic. I think you agree.
100%.
But you're saying basically that's much too low. If it were to be that and we couldn't get Cam Whitmore, we should hang on to Robert Williams, is what you're saying.
Yes, 1,000%. I think so. If we can get Cam Whitmore, it's like, okay, sure.
Sure.
I wouldn't be like, I'd be happy. I would be. But dude, like I said, in a perfect world, there's not a better match for this team than Rob Will.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it worth making that risk when the reward is only Jock
Landale?
Jock Landale.
Yeah.
And a
number 20. It could be a number 28 first round pick. Like we're trading with a team that's supposed to be really good, right? And we're giving a team that we're probably going to play a lot down the line, potentially Robert Williams at his best. So it's
I would personally rather take the risk and have it not work out than do that personally, which I don't know.
Not everyone. I don't think everyone will agree, but I think everyone can at least understand taking that risk, right? And everyone understands that he's a good player. So here's the thing, and this is why I think we are going to trade him, is that he's been a healthy scratch for 3 games in a row now.
Yeah.
It's not. He's not injured. He was playing before. He's now being benched, just sitting there in his warm-ups, like ready to go in case he's needed. Like in case, Ayton gets hurt or something. So that's why I think he is going to get traded. I think they know that.
Sure.
And I think they're resting him just because he has such a high chance of hurting himself. We're happy to sit Rob Will right now whenever there's an inkling of should we do it, right? We're happy to keep him on the bench, partially for his trade value, but also just because, like, we're not supposed to be winning games. We're not supposed to be, like,
but we are.
But we are. But we're not. We don't need to be overexerting players. So I think he's got more minutes to give.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Is that if he is, because you're right, he's been a healthy scratch. But I've also been under the assumption that this is a guy who can only play 50 games at his best. But if that's just for, like you say, we have no need to push him right now, and he goes to the Rockets and he plays 20 to 24 minutes and plays every night, that would be too painful. So that's why I think we're leading to our final question. Do you think we should trade Robert Williams?
I'm going to say yes, because we have DeAndre Ayton right now, who's eating minutes, who's not letting Clingan and Williams be the 2 centers to go in and out with each other. We're not able to see that dream right now and work on it because we have Ayton on this team. So while we have that, and while the market for a backup center with Robert Williams' capabilities is so high, I think we cash in and we take our value, get a first-round pick, and maybe one other kind of crappy player. We can kind of assess where we're at with the center position a little bit later rather than bank on him for the full future. Well, let us know in the comments if you think we should trade Robert Williams. Let us know what you think we should get for him. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. A few more days till the trade deadline is here, so we'll see what Portland does. But
we'll see.